Under the Dome, Season 2, Episode 4, Revelation. A very interesting episode that led to one really great answer and then one really big question at the end of this episode. But overall, I definitely enjoyed it. It was a great sort of character development episode for Rebecca. Not only do we see her sort of get even crazier in this episode, but we do see her turn around at the end when she realizes that she can't just kill people off. When she found out that the strain was much stronger than she expected it to be, she changed her mind because she figured it would kill off way more people than she thought. It wouldn't just be, oh, these couple dozen people. It would probably be everyone would be like 10 people left inside the dome or something. But what she did after that when she was talking to Julia was still insanely crazy. She said, I will go as far as I need to, but I won't go that far. And when you say stuff like that, and going that far means you're about to just poison the entire city, but the only reason you stopped is because it was a slightly stronger version of the virus you're about to put out, that still makes you really crazy, and it means you're still going to do things that are just horrible, and that you will put out a virus if you know it's controlled. It most likely won't be just another virus, because that would kind of be bad story writing, honestly. So whatever she comes up with next, it's still going to be a crappy thing. It's just going to be on a lesser scale than a highly mutated version of swine flu. So she won't feel bad about it. She'll just be like, "Yep, we'll do that and kill however many people we need to, and I won't go overboard. I'll just, kill the weakest people and not just kill a bunch of people." So she's still not exactly the greatest character, and she did exactly what I thought she was gonna do this season when she was introduced. At least in the second episode, because the first episode she seemed okay, but in the second one was when we really got to see that she was gonna push Big Jim back to who he used to be in season one, where he was the bad guy, and that's what she did in this episode. And he was pushed there partly because of her and partly because of the dome, as well as his experience with his ex-wife when he kind of failed at putting her in the home, and she ended up killing herself, or so he thought. So he thought he failed in that case, and he decided that if I do that, then that was me being weak and she died, so I have to be strong and kill off the weak people so that everyone else can live. And that's how he kind of justified it, was the dome testing him, as well as him sort of going back in his head and saying, if I made the really tough decision, then she probably would have been alive, but I didn't, because she meant so much to me and I didn't want to see her hurt like that. And she ended up being hurt even worse, at least in his head. He, of course, he doesn't know she's alive, but that was an interesting way for him to do it. He was still evil in the end because he was going to, but Rebecca, or he was seemingly going to. I mean, we didn't really get to the scene where he, could have been struggling with it. It was just before that, so we don't really know if he would have struggled. But Rebecca feels that he never would have actually done it because he cares about the city too much and the people within it, because he has that sort of leadership complex. He wants to be the big leader like he was in season one, and he still is. And he wants people to follow him, and he doesn't want to just kill people off. And if he did it that way, he would not have the answers, and they wouldn't really look to him nearly as much as they do now. So he probably would have struggled with it for no good reason, just his crappy self-absorbed type of reasons. But we don't really know because we don't actually see him have to struggle because he gets busted before he even starts. But definitely a good episode. I enjoyed that. It was good that no one got killed off in the end, at least not in the current time zone or time period. But the other story of this, there were, I guess, technically three stories. It was like the virus was the main story, and then we of course had the story with Melanie and finding out exactly who she is, and we find out that she grew up in the same town as Barbie, and that's why they both recognized each other. They thought they were familiar. It's because they grew up in the same hometown before she moved to Chester's Mill. And then we get another huge connection, of course, because it just that's a story. Everybody just knows everybody randomly. We find out that Melanie was friends with Pauline and Sam, and I can't think of the other guy, but they all knew each other. Sam was actually Melanie's boyfriend, so they were all together, and she saw the pink stars fall, and they all went out to find out where this happened, and they found this meteor, and they found the black egg inside, and for some reason Melanie was drawn to it. I don't know why, but she was, and so they were like the first four people to have the handprints. And she grabbed the egg, and I have to assume that's why she was reborn, because her blood was on the egg, so it, I don't know, had her DNA or something like that. So when the dome kind of actually came down, that's why she was reborn, when they found this sort of, I guess, the second egg, and the stars actually fell and she was reborn, because she was the one that touched it when the stars fell the first time. So that makes sense. She was killed off. It turns out that Sam was the one that killed her. Um, Also, we find out that the big thing about them being together is that if they were together, he knew exactly who she was. Like, there's literally zero mystery. Like Barbie put it, like, wouldn't you know your girlfriend when you were like 18 years old? You would know what she looked like. If it'd been 50 or 100 years, it would be like, if she looked 18, you'd be like, oh, that's my girlfriend I killed. You would know that. And of course, he acted like he didn't. So he's hiding some big secret. We also find out at the end of the episode that he's the one who killed Angie. We have to assume that. And also, the preview for next week's episode really basically gives it away that that is what happened. But I don't. I guess he feels like he has to kill off the other four people in order to release the dome, especially based off what he said in the preview. But I don't know how he came to that conclusion. But I can't wait till they actually find out exactly what's going on with him and what he knows. And of course, there's the other story with Junior trying to figure everything out with his mother. He finds out that she faked her death. He gets hit in the head, so he doesn't really we don't really get any more answers out of that. But I did enjoy that. He got a couple of answers. Unfortunately, all the postcard stuff was stuff that already happened. I was really hoping that we'd get a hint towards what was going to happen in a future episode, and all we really got was the door, which I believe was Melanie's home. It had her address on top and stuff, so I have to assume that was the door that she was painting in the episode we actually saw her where she was alive. I guess that's the door that she was painting, and she already drew the same door inside of her journal. So that'll probably lead the guy back to Melanie's old house, and he will probably come across them, and he'll realize she's alive for some incredible reason, and so they'll end up connecting in that way. But next week should definitely be a really good episode. I'm curious what's gonna happen once everyone learns everybody's secret, especially Melanie knowing Sam and him hiding the fact that that was his girlfriend, because of course no one knows who she is except for three other people, and one is outside the dome, the other never saw her, and the other is her actual boyfriend, who is the second person who even saw her come out of the water. So next week should be a very interesting episode. Barbie and Julia, they're probably gonna break up. I don't know. I mean, Barbie was kind of down with the whole flu thing. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention early on in the episode, or if they didn't actually show it, but I don't remember Barbie agreeing to the whole virus thing at all. I'm assuming I didn't miss that, and they just didn't show it on purpose because Barbie was trying to be level. I guess he was agreeing with them, like, we have to figure out how to allocate things, but he wasn't going that crazy with it. And then we found out in the end of the episode that he was the first one to agree. It was like, yep, it's what we got to do. And I doubt Big Jim would lie about that at the end of the episode for no reason. It's not like him just lying about Barbie would help him in any way, unless he was trying to make sure that Barbie didn't have any, I guess, a higher rank than he did, since he's going to be in prison. So unless that was his plan, I don't think he would have lied about it, because, like I said, I feel like there would be really no point just randomly throwing that out there. But that could possibly be the case where Julia knows, and we'll have to see in the next episode if that is the case, whether or not Big Jim lied just so that he could kind of sort of keep his rank. I mean, he's going to be in prison for poisoning the city. Everyone knows that now, so he's going to go down a couple notches, but that might have been his plan. He might have been serious, and like I said, if I missed that, please put it below, and I'll know. That'll kind of change what I think for the next episode. But overall, definitely enjoyed it. Love the connection between Melanie and Sam. Like I said, can't wait for that. Sam being the one that killed Angie, and in the preview, it looked like he was going to kill Junior. They could have easily edited that stuff together, because that's what previews do. Just like a movie trailer, like the scenes don't actually go in that order. They just do that to make you get excited for it. So that could have been totally separate. He could have been standing over Julia if and saying that. So we'll have to wait and see. But he might be the one actually killing the, I guess, the new set of hands, and he might believe that that's the way to get rid of the dome. But we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to see. I know his name starts with a Z. I can't think of his name. I think they call him Zeke for short. But we're gonna have to see exactly where he decides to go now that he has the journal and what secrets he's gonna uncover. Because he, of course, is gonna go through. He's gonna know the connections to Melanie just like he did when he saw the door. So he'll probably know exactly what the answer is once he sees a certain picture. So he probably does know that Melanie's alive, or he probably has some guess like, okay, this is where Melanie used to live. I have to go here because something about her matters right now. And he'll, like I said, he'll probably come across Melanie, and then he'll find out how he's involved because, of course, they all hid the fact that she died. So he'll probably have some retribution type talk about how she's been resurrected and how he has to die to, I don't know, repent or whatever, and he's gonna try to kill Sam too or something. Who knows? But definitely enjoying the show, enjoying the season for sure. Definitely a great season so far. Comment below, let me know what you guys saw the episode, your favorite parts, your least favorite parts, and what do you guys think is gonna happen with Sam? Like, why do you guys think, for one, he hid the fact that, well, I guess not the fact that he hid that he knew Melanie, because it's obvious why he did, but why do you guys really think that he is killing the Four Hands? What do you guys think makes him believe that the dome will just disappear if he gets rid of the Four Hands? Comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.